To the top, non-stop, turn it up.
Yes, man.
Isaiah.
Sorry about that. Whew. Is this thing on now? Okay, yeah, it's on. Alright, yeah, you know who it is. It's this guy right here. His name is JH. Funny topic I want to talk about. Some of you may relate, some of you may not relate. Actually, two different topics, so stick around. Fast forward it, rewind it if you need to. The post office and a split shifts. This weird split shift thing that they have for some of the PSE sales service and distribution clerks. It's a complicated topic, complicated craft. It can be at sometimes. So going into this, I'm not perfect. So when you guys start typing your comments and trying to correct me, just remember, I only know by what I gather the information. So the sales service and distribution clerks are at the stations. They're at the stations, and because they're at the stations, they're the ones that are receiving all the mail that I bring. They, in the afternoon, are dispatching the mail out as well. The ones that when the carriers come back and they send the mail out, the ones that got to go back to the plant. So what happens is sometimes in some stations around this country, I thought it was only in the area I'm in, but apparently it's not. You get hired on and you a PSE and they bring you in and they'll have you work 3 hours in the morning till you go home for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours sometimes, and then have you come back to do the closeout, the afternoon shift. Why do they do that? Because stations do not man. They don't supply the right amount of labor necessary to cover everything they need to. Don't let them some bitches tell you no different. They gotta, and it sucks because until you become a permanent employee or career employee, they'll have you come in on, it might be Monday and Tuesday. You may start at 3 o'clock in the morning, get off at 7, then gotta come back at 2 o'clock in the, like, who does that? Sucks your whole day up. I'm just letting you know this beforehand because a lot of people like, oh, sales service clerk, all I gotta do is sit at the window. You gotta work your way up to that. And some people get in and under this misconception that it's just easy straight through 8 hours or whatever. Nah, man. You might work Monday and Tuesday on that split shift. On Wednesday, you might get the straight 8 hours. Thursday, you might get a split shift. Yo, it is really wild how they do that. It's a real strange dynamic, and only the post, I ain't gonna say only the post office, but I've never seen that done before. So this is just a heads up so you guys know that that specific position sometimes has that split shift. It works out for some people. Some people may have stuff to do during the day, and you know, if you're working and your day is, you know, a 9 to 5, you can't handle no business. But other people like, man, this sucked my whole day up because if I getting off at 7:30 at night and I gotta be back to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, what can I really do? What can you do? So just to bring you up to speed on that, that is called their split shift. If you run into it, don't think that they're picking on you. Some people like it, some people don't. Please don't ask me why. I just gave you the information on what my opinion was. My opinion is they don't have, like, I'd hire somebody, have them come in 2 o'clock in the morning, get off at 10, and then have somebody coming in at 8, let them off at, you know what I'm saying? That would be me. And you'd have 2 people, that way you cover the full time that they need to be there. That's my opinion, but I'm not a supervisor. You can clearly see I'm a fake truck driver. Not even driving, see, fake truck driver. But that's what they do. Why do they do it? Who knows? Who knows? Back to the topic that I was talking about when you're applying. Some people wondering whether or not they should accept positions. Now, this is a touchy thing where you accept the position after you've already accepted one before, and you don't want to boot yourself out the system. If for some reason you accepted a position back in October and you still haven't gotten anything yet, and something new comes through that does say, hey, they offer you a job, accept it. Why not? Why not? Unless you got a stack of money sitting in your pocket and you good, then you should probably accept it. Post office is far from perfect. Far from perfect. Now, I mentioned in my last video, try not to quit if you don't have to. Because everybody has their personal skills. Utilize your skills until you can't. You know, if the position that you were in didn't fit you, go look for something else in the post office that can help you out. Because right now it's tough. You want to get something that's going to keep that flow of money in your pocket. As far as the supervisors and the way they yap at you, don't. We already went through this in one of the other videos. Man, you just gotta have some thick skin. It's not a comfortable situation, and I can reiterate that 1,000 times over. But when you see other videos, and the reason that I like that other people are posting their videos from when they start 4 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, whatever, and you see the people that you're working with at the stations, and they're there for 8 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years, you can just look at somebody else and say, hey, did you have to deal with this? And if more than likely 99.9% of the time, the person that's been in there for years, they had to deal with the same exact stuff that you're going through right now. Ask them, how did you put up with this? What do I need to do? How do I overcome it? Because not all of us have the thick skin. Not all of us can deal with the BS. Some of us have a lot of stuff going on at home that, you know, it kind of overwhelms you, and then you got to come to work for the bull. Let me tell you, the reason that I speak this stuff is because I deal with it. I dealt with it. I'm a realist. It's not a perfect job. The only benefit to this job, realistically, is the benefits of the job. Okay? Some people like the job. Some people are good with it. But, you know, overall, management is pretty bad, man. They're pretty bad. And I don't say that to say I have issues with management. I know how to get past them. I know my job. But when you first starting out, this is an overwhelming, you know, scenario. And if you're not comfortable with it, it's just an overwhelming scenario. Just remember, when you took those assessments, everything that you're going through, they asked you in those assessments if you're able to do those things. And if you took those assessments and you passed with flying colors 99% of the time, you just lied your way through it, well, that's really what they expect. Are you able to switch, you know, at the stop of a dime? Do you like hectic days? You said yeah to all these things, and now you're dealing with them, because that's what it is. I don't like to be here working on a Sunday, but I have to because somebody broke their foot. I don't know, some garbage. But that's just how it is. Again, when you hit career, PTF status or whatever, and you're working on Sundays, you get a little higher pay, which is decent. After 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., you get a higher pay. So there's all the little benefits that come with it, and all the things that I said in my last video or the video before, of all the little perks that you can get. Now, again, I didn't put the names of those places in my video because I don't want to get in trouble for whatever reason by, you know, being a government worker and saying, hey, this place, or promoting that. There's some law that we can't, you know, promote certain places. So I try to stay away from that. It's hit or miss, and it's pretty touchy. But if you've made it this far in the video, type the word hat. Why type the word hat? Why? I'm just a goofy dude sometimes, not all the time. type the word hat. Also, some people I give my phone number to for you guys to call or text me or whatever the case is. If I've told you to call me, that means that whatever your question is, one or two things. It's too long to explain through email or text messaging, and I will give you the exact time to call me, or it's too complicated, or I'm driving and I'm at work and I gotta throw my is this thing on in order for you guys to comprehend what I'm saying. So no, I don't want your phone numbers because I'm trying to holler at you, because I give it to probably more men than I do females, because yeah, a little more comfortable with that. But if I ask you to give me a call because you asked me a question or you asked for an explanation behind something, that's the only reason for it. All right. And the only reason I feel comfortable enough to do it is because if you start harassing me, I'll just block you. I can't change my number. I've had this number from 15, 20 years. Nonetheless, this is JH, and we'll be giving you some more information as the information pours in. But I wanted to touch on that topic about that funky split shift and the processing clerks and I'm sorry, sales, service, and distribution clerks. So it's that's what it is. And this is JH, and I've gone over my time, it looks like. Doochies.